Hey, I am home. For the weekend, we're doing a test to see how my shoulder, which hurts like crazy right now, but how I can handle being at home since Chris does work from home and can't always help me. And this surgery has been a lot harder than we expected. So we're doing a dry run, and then hopefully I'll be able to come home and stay home um, next Friday. But I'll be here for a few days. Anyway, since I've been gone, oh, I didn't close it back up. I'm so bad. Since I was gone, something came in the mail, and Chris never brought it to me, so I didn't get to see it. And I'm super happy. Hold on. Oh, and of course, because I'm showing it to you here. Anyway, so guys, this is my congratulations for my 5K for the summer run. For those, I always repeat this. I repeat it all the time. So since the pandemic happened, Disney started doing their normal races, their normal marathon races, or half marathon, depending, marathon weekend, half marathon weekend, depending on what it was. Um, they've started offering them as virtual, which I've been doing. Oh my gosh, I've been doing for a while now. Um, I think I think the first one I ever did. Let's see. Okay, my grand. Uh, so my first 5K I did in November will be 4 years. 4 years. So this will be, and then I did my first virtual, which would have been that spring. So 3 years so far on their regular virtual. So the regular virtual is June, July, August. And you don't get the fancy shirts, you just get the medals. And that was fine. I was perfectly happy with that. Um, I, and what's great is we have a mall here that one lap around it is a mile. So a 5K is not too bad. It's three full circles, and it's air conditioning. So yay! Especially since you live in a very hot place like I do. Humid too. A lot of people tell me that, oh, Florida's hotter, or Orlando's hotter, or Houston's hotter, or more humid. And I'm here to tell you, no. They're exactly the same. The only difference is rain. When it rains in Houston, it gets really muggy and yucky. And when it rains, and the rain is kind of warm, hot. It's not cool rain. And when it rains in Florida, it's nice and cold, and it cools off the day, and it's great. Anyway, so since the start going on, Disney started offering the virtual, because of course in the first year they could not do the marathon weekends at Disney World. And honestly, they used to do marathon weekends at Disneyland. And before all of this happened, they had decided to stop doing them. Um, which is really sad because there were a lot of people in California that love doing them, and there were a lot less there. I think they did like two, maybe three marathon weekends. I think they only did two marathon weekends, if I could be wrong, a year. Florida does Food and Wine Festival. Then they have their marathon weekend, which is usually uh, December, I think. And then they have Princess a half marathon, which is usually February. And then March, we did springtime this year, but had been Star Wars. And then, of course, they do the virtual, which is in the summer. So I've been doing the half marathons and the weekends and stuff. I've been doing them virtually. One, because, one of the big things is I'm high risk, and I'm still high risk. And so we just haven't done it yet. I have done several 5Ks on Castaway Cay, but that's different. And you only get plastic medal because it's free, which no complaints. That was the first 5K I ever did. And then I started doing this virtual. Now the goal and the one thing I really want to do, and I will do, if my shoulders will hold up, I will do a 5K for the Princess weekend, the Princess Marathon, because a 10K I can do, but the great thing about virtual is I can split it up, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I do usually have someone helping me if it gets too hard at the very end. But I can do a 5K by myself. Well, not right now, because my shoulder. And for those who are new, the reason I keep referring to the shoulder is I don't run. No, guys, I can't. I can barely walk 5 feet. And I use a cane. No, I use my wheelchair. So everybody else out there that is getting good exercise for their legs, mine's all in my arms and my chest and my back. And let me tell you, I've got some muscles that I didn't know like it does something. So anyway, back to springtime. So while I've been healing at my mom's, my springtime 5K came. I originally wanted to do their challenge, which, if my shoulder hadn't been hurting as bad when it came up for registration, I had kind of talked Chris into letting me do the challenge, which the challenge would have been a 5K, 5K, a 10K, or I think it was a 5K, 10K, and a 10 miler. That's what it was. 5K, 10K, 10 miler. So 5K is 3 miles. A 10K is 6 miles. And then you'd have to do 10 miles on top of that. And what I really wanted was to do 10 miler because these were rides in the park. And the 10K is one of my favorites, which is Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. My shoulder had really started bothering me, and my husband was worried about me pushing myself too hard, and he said he was willing to let me do the 5K so I could at least keep up my stamina, but he would not allow me to go any further. And he did know before this was even happening, I'd already signed up for the Princess Marathon, half marathon, and I was doing the Tiana 10K. So he was just worried that there was something seriously wrong with my shoulder. And I mean, it wasn't a rotator cuff or anything, but it was, obviously, it was slightly serious because I've had 2 procedures. So here is my shirt. I did the 5K Everest. And I love this color. I think this color is great. And Everest, he's actually never ridden, but I do love Everest. I love my Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Oh, and the 10K. Sorry, guys, my brain is just not here. The 10K was actually yeah, Ratatouille. So for the new ride, um, but oh, well, I should have left my shirt up. I'll leave my shirt up. Sorry, so y'all can see my medal, which is freaking probably the coolest medal I have, and I've got a lot. Typically when I do the virtuals, which I said you don't get the shirt, you also don't pay as much. Um, but I usually do the challenge, which is one 5K each month. And when you do the challenge, you get fourth medal, and you get usually it's a really cool like challenge medal. I mean, they do challenges for all these. Here is the Everest. Isn't that pretty? But guess what? It felt weird. Felt really heavy, like really heavy. Let's see if I can do this one handed. I can't. I love this. So, yeah. Chris is a little upset because it's not a working compass. But I mean, this actually is more about the ride and a hint to the ride than it is um, for working purposes. So, yeah. I mean, that's just, yeah, it's magnet. So that's just really, really cool. I love it. I really need to hang up my medals. I'll do that soon. Um, I'm, you know, I'm so happy. Um, the reason I'm doing the shoulder stuff is I don't want to stop doing this. When I started, I'd been talking about for years. Like, I was like, I really want to do the Princess or even Star Wars. I mean, everybody knows I love Star Wars, but I wanted to do both. But I am in a chair, and it's a little harder, and there's different training, and it's just and my health. We can never count on my health. Um, so I would start training, and then I'd stop, wouldn't do it, and then but my grandfather, like my whole family is always definitely for me trying this. I have to switch because oh my gosh, my arm. Oh, um, it would be like and I was always saying I'm gonna do a half marathon. Guys, I'm not gonna do a half marathon. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm I try everything. I don't give up. This isn't giving up. This is just knowing my limits. And my limits are 6 miles. So, and if I'm doing it completely by myself, my limit is about 4 miles, maybe 5. But my grandfather and even my meemaw and my mom, huge, behind me, and so is Chris. Um, but Grandpa always was like telling me, "Kiddo, you can do this. I know you can do this. I'm so proud of you. You can do this. And I'd be like, okay, I will. Well, almost 5 years ago, I I got sick. Well, like always, but I had another internal bleed that we didn't even know was happening, and my grandfather had been in the hospital, and he was released on hospice. And I was actually put in the hospital the same day he was released. And I spent a week in the hospital. And then I was sent over to a physical therapy hospital. And while I was there, he passed. And I spent the next, the whole October and that whole November and December, training. And actually, I take that back. I did the virtuals first, I think. Oh no, I'm confused. Um, but no, I did do the one on the island first. It was my first one. So, Chris and I were doing a cruise a year later, um, on Disney, and they have like I said, they always have a 5K on their island in the morning, and and I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And honestly, when I was training, I was actually training for February after Chris and I had gone on the cruise. And we were hoping to go to Disney World, but instead we did the cruise because we were trying to figure out if we wanted to do our vow renewal on the cruise or in the parks. And of course, we did that on the cruise. Um, so I actually was ahead of time on my, working out to do a 5K. And yeah, I knew I was either going to love it or hate it. Um, because I hated running. It took me an hour to run a mile. Um, it takes me about 18 minutes now in my wheelchair, so my arms are way better than my legs. Um, and I actually believe it's Sunday morning. And I will do a video of all the dresses she's made me. They are amazing. I love her. I love her. I love her. She's great. And I'm getting new ones. So I didn't get one for Everest because I just didn't. But I've got really cool ones, and I love them, and I take them on my cruises, and because they're also comfortable. But I do the dresses, and I actually have shorts underneath, and they always match. So yeah, I'm stuck until I can't do this anymore. Um, Hopefully I will be able to do at least one time in the park or at the parks. Um, Hopefully more than once, but I am I have been talking, especially since the shoulder was a little bit worse than we expected. By the time I finally get to do the one I want to do at Disney World, that may be my retirement. Um, because I do need to listen to my body. And guys, y'all know I'm chronically ill, and I gotta do things. I have to listen to my body. But on that note, I've done, oh God, 13, 14, 13 or 14 races. in the span of for almost 4 years. I never do anything easy. um, I don't know why, but it's like I'm running out of time. Like I have to do it now. It has to be done now. When I get hooked on something, it's got to be now. And that's kind of how it is with me. Um, I've gotten Chris to do one 5K, so maybe this summer he'll do the 5K on the island with me. I don't know. We'll see. But usually it's my mom and my bestie Casey. We have a tendency to do the races together now, and I love that. I love that I have that support. And we'll see how I do this weekend. Because this is, you know, he had to saw into some bone and fix some ligaments and tendons, and that's very, very, very painful. And I've been told that I could be in pain up to 6 weeks, which I was like, yeah, no, but we'll see. I'm glad to be home. Hopefully, Dinah and I can maybe do a video. I haven't. She's already given me her lovins. She's already kissed her mommy. We've done all that, and I've been home not long, and hubby is in the computer room. Cause hubby. Um, so that's today, and I'm just so yay. I did sign up. So I'm signed up for their November, like I always do, and I believe I. I think it's the 10K. Okay, so just so you'll know, if it's November, it's almost always, or it has always been a 10K. And I did it because it's Raya. Yeah, it is the 10K. Raya is the 10K. Um, then I signed up for the marathon weekend, which is always the, Fab Five or maybe more, depending on what they're doing. Um, I'm doing the 5K, and 5K is Pluto, and I picked it specifically because uh, Pluto was one of my friends when I worked in entertainment, and he's still one of my friends, and he's one of the best pups out there. And the crazy thing about the marathons now, I think I finally figured it out. I don't even know anymore, but they have the dopey and the goofy challenge, and I think the goofy challenge is 5K, 10K, half, if I remember correctly, half marathon. The dopey, and let me tell you, hundreds of people do the dopey, and I can't do the goofy. The dopey is, for those who want to know, 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon. And Chris, when I finally get to do a 5K or 10K at Disney World, well, 5K at Disney World, Chris will be doing the Sleepy Challenge, which is he will be asleep while I do my 5K because they start at 4 a.m. So he'll be asleep. Um, until then, if y'all have any questions about like how to do the virtuals and stuff, or even I usually know when the next registrations are, but just if you want to know on your own, uh, Run Disney, or if you're on Instagram, they have a Run Disney website, and they're great. And they also are on Facebook. So there's that. So yeah, here's my newest shirt. And my next one will be Raya. So there we go. But my next races will be the virtuals, and I'll get 4 medals, and they'll all be Frozen. Frozen's the theme for that one. So until I do another video, guys, which will hopefully be soon. I did one yesterday. I'm doing one today. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, so love y'all. Stay enchanted. If you have any questions in the comments, keep them nice. You know. And let's see, anything else? Oh, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and ring that bell, and it'll let you know every time I download. So until then,